Hi guys, so for today I wanted to discuss Sadara's latent potential. I know that it's been a couple of chapters now in the Boruto manga since we last really focused on Sadara's development, but I'm pretty sure in the light novels they already been discussing about her advancement in her Shidori and her 3 Tomoe Sharingan. I mostly wanted to discuss her potential with her Mangekuan Sharingan. That eye is very unique in the Uchiha clan, to where it's like an early gift from Christmas, where you can just literally focus on the one thing that you truly desire, and that desire will translate into a unique ability for you because of your unique extent personality. Now, my theory, since I was a couple of years into Boruto when they first played the first episode, was my idea was Sadara would have the ability to manipulate the Sharingan Eye. Well, not the Sharingan Eye, but the manipulate time. But I think she would be able to go a little further than that, depending on where they wanted to go with the story and Kishimoto, because Kishimoto can give Sadara anything. But I think time has already been used in the Boruto anime, so it would kind of be like a second-hand ability. We already seen a few people manipulate time in the past with Genjutsu and with constant abilities with the Rinnegan. So to give her her own unique extent, imagine for a second if she actually had something to be able to manipulate reality. Like, I understand that you have Genjutsu and you have, Kaguya changing dimensions and changing locations. Actually, it's like she created those dimensions and she just transported everyone to a literal realistic dimension. But with reality, that right there has a a plenty of other abilities that you can put onto it. Now, here's my catch to to this like hypothesis. Let's just say on this theory, right? Here's the catch. She would be like Hunter x Hunter from Kurapika. She would, you know, get her life drained from this ability, because it's just like when Tsunade was using her ability with the Reaper, the Reaper birth technique. It divides her cells at a rapid rate. But I remember from a show from Hunter x Hunter from Kurapika, when he used his Scarlet Eyes, we didn't know early in the show. That's why he didn't spam it, just like Sasuke doesn't spam his Rinnegan frequently and goes into portals. But Kurapika actually has a way more heavier burden in his ability to double-edged sword, because every second drains an hour of his life. So imagine that as a return. Like, you got to have a give and take in the situation. So what if Sadara had ability to manipulate reality to some extent? It's like the Anomarasu with the black flames when Sasuke was trying to control it. Let's just say that she was able to manipulate it, but not exactly control it, because once she activates it, she gives it a specific instruction, but she can't like take back the instruction or redo or refix what she already created. She can't start it back from zero, basically. Like, once she casts it, it's just cast and it's done with. So that kind of, strains her eye. But I know from where Kishimoto is leading this, she's going to be able to unlock this from love and true emotion and passion for the ones that she cares for the most. I think seeing their life almost at jeopardy will cause the Minecon Sharingan to really activate unconditionally, because she'll feel extreme amounts of emotion like coursing through her. I never really got the sense of the person actually had to die for them to actually activate it, because I feel like the trigger of a person almost losing a life can trigger in your head to go into flight or flight mode, and basically go into panic and want to save that person so desperately that you would do anything at that moment. It's just it's out of desperation. It's an attack out of desperation. That's what the Minecraft Sharingan is based on, in the brain. We know it comes from the brain. We know uchihas, they love more than any other clan in the Naruto universe. Now for the Boruto verse, they're trying to flip this and make this more about their love from their heart and genuine passion for others, and wanting to cherish it and protect it, instead of, having grudges and hatred within their hearts, and always wanting to get revenge on people who did them wrong, instead of trying to reserve things. And that's what Itachi was trying to relay that message to Sasuke. Don't He was basically also reminding Naruto that you can't hold the world's burdens to yourself. And Itachi always had decent messages to give back to his fellow young shinobis, because he didn't take sides in the matter. He was on neither side. He was neutral, because he genuinely cared for Konoha, the village, and the shinobi, and the regular villagers' life and prosperity and peace. But he also understood what war comes from, and where it stems from, and why it's necessary to bring change. And that's why so many soldiers also follow this philosophy of, when it's time of peace, never forget war, but when it's in time of peace, never forget war. Because they're like polar opposites. There's like yin and yang, but they balance each other out. That's the only way you can reserve peace, land, food, resources for the ones you care about by those conflicts. But you have to learn how to come together and unify to come to a solution. Itachi always said that no one is perfect, or no one knows everything by themselves. We're kind of small in the grand scheme of things and insignificant, but that's why we rely on each other to make up for what we're lacking. That's why we build bonds, so we can learn on this journey that we're all sharing with one another. Now, in terms of making Sadara using the lightning chakra mode, I think I see Killer B would help her with her training and handling the lightning style control chakra, to give her the fundamentals to harden her body to be able to have precedes the chakra control and flow of lightning chakra flowing through her nervous system. If she can take the time like Naruto did when he trained for his sage mode for 4 months, I believe that it's a good investment for her to develop as a character, because it puts her near the scale of a tail beast when you learn such a mode, a lightning chakra mode like this one. She won't be on the scale of a full scale QB, but even the third Raikage was able to cut the 8-tail beast tails with just his arm concentrating with lightning chakra that he made formed of a blade. Something that's way more useful than I think than the Shindori, a better alternative, because the Shindori, not only do you need the 2 Tomoe Sharingan to even control the direction of the Shindori, but it's a one-way direction. With this type of technique, it's more versatile. Now, with of anything, it's always a double-edged sword, but if we point at Naruto's Sage Mode, it is able to do with the third Raikage, but if Sadara can learn the lightning chakra mode, she'll be capable of lightning argument, the strength of the user's taijutsu to create what is called ninjutsu. Now that's a special part that I like about the cloak of the lightning, is that it also defends the user from attacks and deflecting them away on contact, so no shurikens or projectiles are going to have a direct hit on Sadara if she was able to achieve this lightning chakra mode, especially with the lightning body flicker. No, especially with if she is to learn Tsunade's technique with the seal of the 100 seals, it's the same principles that apply. It's just mental discipline that she has, because she already has a natural gift of having chakra control. So right now it's just disciplining herself to have reserves for the seal, and then also hardening and strengthening her body to withstand the lightning chakra that she's going to have to be able to sustain in her nervous system and develop to a precise precision. That is something that I think would be a game changer for her. It would make her more versatile and be able to utilize this with her other jutsus. Now, I think she can do what the third Raikage couldn't do, and that's to be able to have a faster reaction than the Sage Mode Naruto used against the third Raikage, because you have to remember Tomoe. If we start off with the first Tomoe, it has the ability to give the user to perceive movement, and the second Tomoe in this form of the Sharingan allows the user to perceive movement as well as copy the motion perceived. The third in the form allows the user to perceive the motion, copy the motion, and perceive and predict their movement. So even before Naruto would have made the movement, she would have already predicted it, and she would have easily evaded it, along with her lightning cloak trying to assist her with deflecting whatever attack he may try to counter with. That is something that would be like Obito's kind of Kumui, but not really, because it's not intangible. It's not like she can just phase through things, but mostly it's just like Naruto with his sixth path having a higher sense. Even Kaguya couldn't sneak up on him without him really noticing her presence there, especially with Kurama being able to sense negative intentions. It's not easy to sneak up on a person when that person has killing intent. So something similar to it, but not to the extreme degree that Naruto has it at the end of the Shinobi War. Now, the lightning chakra stimulates the user's nervous system, enhances their speed and the reaction time. The user reflexes are heightened enough to perform the lightning release body flicker, dodging attacks as fast as the Anomurasu. The user is so fast that not even the Sharingan can keep track of the movements. So it's not something that could be underestimated, because instead of that being the opponent of the Sharingan, now that is assisting the Sharingan to enhance it even further, because that's what the Sharingan does. It enhances jutsus. Is going to enhance the jutsu that she implied in herself, because the lightning chakra the lightning chakra mode is just the mode infused into Sakura. The lightning chakra that the fourth Raikage achieve by including high frequency vibrations within the object, which also when the fourth Raikage flowed his lightning chakra directly into his own body, it was capable of electrical stimulating his nervous system. This resulted in an increase of his reaction time, raw power and speed, and defensive power to their utmost limit. So Sadara's future is looking definitely bright. The potential is there. Sadara has good skills, but she has flaws. Every character has one or the other. Shigadai isn't any exception. That's what makes the story interesting as we watch them grow and become better characters. Sadara doesn't have the level of trust and compassion of teammates as Shigadai demonstrated in the Mitsuki arc. The true question to ask is, why didn't she care for Mitsuki when he left the village? And then the additional question is, the real question is, why does she care for Kawaki? He was a antisocial kid that's gone through a lot of problems during his growing up in his childhood and needs caring. She doesn't like his guts anyway, and she didn't get along with him, especially with his reputation and all the trouble that he's causing for the village. Mitsuki, on the other hand, left the village unauthorized, and she thought he betrayed the village. She wanted to leave, but the most reasonable thing to do, which Shigadai also did, was to stay in the village and hope for the worst. The following rules are getting recommendations is something a aspiring Kage should consider. The unique twist to all this is how Boruto has an extreme influence on Sadara's path, especially her career path. Sadara spent much of her time at the academy confused about her place in Konoha, not knowing what she wanted to do with her shinobi training in the future. Surprisingly, it was Boruto who put her on the right path. When Sadara discovered Naruto would be meeting with her father in secret, she decided to follow him so she could talk to him as well. She was only able to have this opportunity because Boruto gave Sadara his father's lunch to deliver to him when she asked for it, to have a good convenient excuse to accompany him. Spending time with Naruto and getting to see how he helped people firsthand commended her decision to work towards becoming Hokage, which is very commendable. If you made it all the way to the end, I thank you for your patience with me. I know that my words weren't perfectly connected, but I'm definitely still starting. I'm going to improve with the next video. If you can give me feedback in the comments, that would be great. But until the next one.